What's going on, guys? The Comics Kid 2099 here. Welcome to day 241 of the 365-day graphic novel review challenge. Yesterday, I talked to you about an anthropomorphic animal story, Blacksad. Today, I want to talk to you about a very different kind of anthropomorphic animal story. This is Mouse Guard, Fall, 1152, written and drawn by David Peterson. This is the first of several different volumes featuring the Mouse Guard. Basically, this is about this police/soldier group called the Mouse Guard, and their job is to uphold the law and protect the innocents. And they are mostly active in the countryside. They don't have as much power in the cities. And this is set during a time where the Mouse Guard is not as active as they have been in the past. And there is one particular mouse who is trying to start an uprising against Mouse Guard, the policemen and the soldiers, because he doesn't think that they are doing their job. He doesn't think that they are serving the purpose that they were created to serve. And we are specifically following these 4 mice in this 6-issue miniseries as they are uncovering this uprising and trying to put a stop to it. We see 3 of the mice here on the cover, and then there's a separate one who's kind of on a separate mission that dovetails with the mission that these 3 are on. And I love this book a lot, guys. I read this for the first time like 8 years ago, and I didn't really like it, and I have no idea what was wrong with me when I read this book the first time, because this is absolutely magnificent. This is one of those books I would recommend that you buy it just for the pictures. The story is pretty good also, but the pictures here are absolutely gorgeous. I have no idea how much time David Peterson put into each picture, but it is really awesome. Just look at the art here. I think that if mice could stand on their hind feet and hold swords and talk, this is what they would look like. David Peterson has absolutely captured the essence of this world, and I mean rightly so. He's the creator of this world, but he really makes me believe in the world of Mouse Guard. Even though I know this is a fictional story, he makes it feel so authentic, and he does a very good job of it. He makes it just look effortless, how easy he makes it look. It's just really, really good. This is one of those books I would recommend you just look at the pictures someday. The art is really, really, really good. The story is okay. I didn't like the story as much as I liked the art. In this particular instance, I think it's because we start this book off, we are hearing the side of this bad guy who is starting this uprising against the Mouse Guard, and everything he says makes a whole lot of sense. In fact, a lot of what he says, you see later, he's kind of telling the truth. He's just taking it to an extreme. He's killing innocent people for his cause, but a lot of what he says is true. The problem that I have with this book is that we jump right into this uprising story without knowing a whole lot about the world of Mouse Guard. I really wish that this had been like a 12-issue miniseries, and we could have spent like the first half of that miniseries getting to know these characters and getting to see them on a couple of unrelated adventures that don't have anything to do with this uprising. We could very slowly see this uprising starting to percolate in the first 6 issues or so, and then for the last half of the 12-issue mini, we could get this story where we have these guys going on this adventure to try and put a stop to this uprising. But the problem that I have here is twofold. One, we have this bad guy who's talking about the leader of Mouse Guard and how she's wasting Mouse Guard and how she's sending them on these pointless missions and stuff, and we haven't even gotten to see this character at this point. It would be kind of like if you got an X-Men movie where you get to see Magneto talking about how Charles Xavier is an idiot and how the X-Men are all wrong for following him, and we haven't even gotten to see Charles Xavier or get to hear his side of the argument at that point in the movie. That's kind of like what we've got going on here, where this bad guy is giving his side. He's kind of espousing his ideals, but we have no idea what this other person believes, and we don't get to see her side of it. We do get to see her later on in the book, but by that point I feel like it's a little bit too late. I do not have the sequel to this book, but I have a feeling that the sequel is going to be much better because we've already been introduced to all these characters and we can just jump right into the story. With this one, the other problem that I had was with these 3 main characters that most of this book focuses on, at times I was having trouble telling them apart. Now they each look different. You have one red mouse, one brown mouse, and one gray mouse, and then they meet other mice throughout the story. So it's not that they all look the same, but it's that their personalities all kind of blur together for me. And again, I think that this could have been solved if this had been twice as long and we could have seen these guys on some other adventures before this revolt story that we get here, and then I could have taken a little bit more time to get to know these characters and get to say, okay, the red one, he's the cocky one who goes in without a plan. The gray one, he he's solemn and he's the leader, and then the brown one, he's young and he's a rookie, and he looks up to both of these guys and he doesn't know what he's getting into, or whatever. I feel like if we could have had a little bit more time to get to know these characters, then the stakes would have felt a little bit more important in this story that we get here. I really, really love this book. It sounds like I'm being very critical of it. It's really a good book. I like it a lot. I am definitely going to be getting to sequels to this. Now that I've reread this, I like this book so much more than I did the first time. I still don't know why I didn't like this book when I read it the first time. The problems that I had with this book are very minute. I think that this book definitely overcomes those problems. The good vastly, vastly outweighs the bad in this particular volume. I am very excited to read the sequels to this, to see what else is going on in the world of Mouse Guard after this story. So those are my thoughts on Mouse Guard Fall 1152. I hope that you guys liked this video, and if you did, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back tomorrow with a different video. In the meantime, you guys have a great rest of your day. Catch you later.